So ever since it was announced that Daredevil is going to be coming back in its own series from Marvel Studios this time around, a lot of us, including myself, had hoped that it would be a continuation from the Marvel Netflix series Daredevil. But there was like, at first, it was going to be essentially a reinventing or a reinvention of the character, starting out brand new and fresh because they technically didn't want to canonize the Marvel Netflix series, even though it did take place in the MCU, but it was really its own thing. But then when you look at the official MCU timeline in like the actual order that it goes in, Daredevil does take place in the MCU, but it's very, very like its own thing. And it does very little, if not barely, mention any of the other characters in the MCU. There are references to other characters in that show, but aside from that, it's very much like contained, and it's really its own show. But then when basically everything that they had shot for this series had been officially scrapped, and it fired a lot of people from that show, and hired some other people who originally wrote for the original series, and basically reshot the whole thing with new stories and returning characters like Matt and Karen Page, and Foggy Nelson, for example. We basically got confirmation that the show was basically a continuation of the original. So why get rid of the old and make a new series when you can keep the old and stick with pretty much what everybody knows and loves about the character of Daredevil? The reason why I'm talking about this is because I have this article here, and it shows that Daredevil Born Against Charlie Cox shines in a stunning SFX magazine cover, and it looks really cool, and I really like the new suit. Yes, they did make a new suit for the show, although it does look a little bit original, close to the original design. I honestly believe it's a lot better. It's a lot like it's more of a hot red color. It's shinier, it's sleeker than the original. Personally, I prefer this one. I just don't know why they can never put the DD on his chest. It's ridiculous. I'm like, why would they put that? Like, it's like so iconic in comic books. So please give him the DD on his chest. Charlie Cox appears on the latest cover of SFX magazine in this Daredevil costume, marking the return of Matt Murdock in Daredevil Born Again. The Disney Plus series, set to premiere on March 4th, 2025, which is literally like a month and 9 days from now, as of me making this video right now, continues the storyline established in the Netflix show. The series retains its focus on the relationship between Matt Murdock, Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, and Wilson Fisk, as well as Murdock's role as lawyer and vigilante in Hell's Kitchen. The SFX magazine features Charlie Cox, Hell's Kitchen Avenger, for Daredevil Return. SFX magazine has unveiled its new cover featuring Charlie Cox as Daredevil, highlighting the return of the character in Daredevil Born Again. And here it is right here. So I'll open it in X right here, and it shows SFX, the mighty world of Marvel. And there's also Spider-Man, like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man series that's coming out like literally in a couple days at the time of me recording this video. So I'll definitely be watching that. And I think all episodes will be uploaded by the time Daredevil Born Again premieres, hopefully. I think this is gonna be 6 episodes as well. It's all here, but like you get a nice look and a good detail look at his suit, which honestly I like it. I really like the texture as well. It looks a lot better than the original one, and it's also a lot redder, which I can definitely appreciate too. So the upcoming Disney Plus series continues the story of Matt Murdock, a blind lawyer vigilante. He balances his work at the law firm with the fighting crime, and the first season premieres on March 4th, 2025. Cox confirmed in an interview with Empire that the series is a continuation rather than a reinvention of the Netflix show. There was talk early on about reinventing the whole thing, like I mentioned pretty much at the beginning of this video, but only this is coming from Charlie Cox himself, to see if Matt was slightly a different person, but it ended up more of a continuation, which was obviously the best choice ever. A lot of the history follows on. He explained the relationship between Matt, Karen Page, Deborah Ann Wool, Foggy Nelson, Eldon Henson remain intact, with the law firm now operating as Nelson, Murdock, and Page. So here's the textless Daredevil wallpaper right here. And I think I might save it for my phone because it looks really, really cool. I mean, yeah, hop onto like X right now and download this image for your iPhone or Android device, whatever you have, because this is really cool, and it's not gonna get better than this, honestly. This looks awesome. I really like it. I'm super excited for this series. The series explores how Matt has adjusted to his dual role as lawyer and vigilante. Cox added a few years after have passed. In that time, Matt, Foggy, and Karen have found a pretty good rhythm. Matt's made peace with his role as both lawyer and vigilante. Then, of course, S hits the fan. S being crap. The return of Wilson Fisk played by Vincent D'Onofrio, as the Kingpin promises to disrupt this newfound balance. The show is directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhard, Michael Cuesta, Jeffrey Nachmanoff, and David Boyd, with Dario Scardapane as showrunner. Executive producers include Kevin Feige, Louis D'Esposito, and Brad Winderbaum. The cast also features Margarita Levivia, Michael Gandolfini, John Berthal, and others. Marvel Television expands on Disney Plus with Daredevil Born Again, connecting past narratives to new chapters in Matt Murdock's story. Daredevil Born Again could probably be considered basically Daredevil Season 4, aka Daredevil Born Again, but it's not going to be called Daredevil Season 4 for obvious reasons, so it's just going to be called Daredevil Born Again. It's a brilliant title. It's also a take on the original comic book title of the same name, and also it kind of makes sense because it's basically the return of the Mac. Yeah, classic old song. I know I'm kind of pretty much dating myself here by singing a song like that. It's Return of the Mac. The Return of the Mac. So anyway, I'm really excited overall. You let me know your thoughts if you're going to be seeing Daredevil Born Again premiering on March 4th on Disney Plus. And if you're not going to see it, let me know as well. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. That's all I got for you today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you did. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.